On the main stage here, they have been waiting for us to shut up for about 15 seconds here, so we are going to go to a commercial break. When we return, it'll be Severance taking on LowLandLions, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Major League Gaming's Saturday of the National Championship here, 2011 coming to an end, and winners bracket round 1 is going to be Severance taking on LowLandLions, and game number 1 is going to be Oasis King of the Hill, and already we are seeing as Buck20, a very familiar face, is putting on a little show for us, Chris.
LLL coming all the way from Europe. These are some of Europe's best players at this event, and we've seen the Bucks before. We know they have the talent to perform at extremely high levels here at MLG, and you can see some good shots right there, letting his bloom reset, getting those long-range kills. But this game just starting 21 seconds though, surprisingly good early lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, you know, we saw this game type played at our last event. And really, it's all, this bottom hill, you really just want to milk it for as much as possible. This 28-second lead, it's really good to get in this middle because you're so easily naded and you just get destroyed by everywhere you go. And it's really about the base hills.
Exactly. You want to be getting those base hills and getting, that's where the real time is coming. Anytime you can get in this bottom green hill is just kind of gravy. And we see now, as I believe we're watching, is it Pino?
Shinto.
Not
Shinado?
Shinado. But
Shinado.
Regardless, we're seeing as LLL doing a great job grabbing hill time, especially with this 30 seconds left in this bottom green hill.
Shinato is going to be pushing up here. He is just going to be kind of looking around. And Chris, I really don't even want to focus on the gameplay per se because I feel like there's just so much to talk about here with the Buck20 and Buck57. These guys have been around for a good amount of time. Europe's finest, as you said. And the thing that's really just surprising me is that we've never had a European team finish in our top 8. Do you think it is possible?
I think it is definitely possible, Scott, but it's not very probable. And it's not because they don't have the talent. It really comes down, I believe, to practice and tournament ways. It's hard. Although we see some high skill levels on LLL, and especially what we saw last night with Apex Link, I think when it comes down to it, you're going to see the first Europeans that place in the top 8 are going to be teaming at least with one or two Americans as well. And I think that mix, we see a high level of talent of European players, but it's hard for just an all-European team to really beat all the Americans, especially because of just the sheer amount of good Americans there are.
Yeah, and also because, you know, they don't really get, you know, the caliber of players, like the consistent level of caliber over there is about amateur. The consistent level of pro players here in America is just ridiculous amounts, you know? So with that said, their lands are going to be against, you know, the lower tier teams, and they're not going to get that best, you know, all that good of practice. If they could land against a team like Reality Check even, that would be a great matchup for this team coming into this national championship.
You make a great point, Scott. Just the practice in general, it's hard for the European teams as well, practice against the Americans, because when it comes online, especially overseas, it's going to be really tough to gauge how you're playing when the other team is going to be lagging so bad, whether it be the European team or the American team, and it's not the greatest of practice. So it's going to be hard for them, but like we talked about, Scott, I do think it's very possible. We've seen the talent level from these teams. They've been playing great at these events every single time they come over. I believe multiple top 16 placings now from European teams, so they're right there on the brink. It's just they need to do a little bit better. But I do want to mention that LLL, I think, kind of not lucked out, but they're going against a Severance team that's just really not up to the par of past Severance teams.
Absolutely, Chris. I mean, this team is just not Severance to me. This team is really just Break hanging out with Schaefer. That's how I look at it.
And SwiftKill decided to just randomly tag along.
Oh, by the way, I'm back.
Yeah, so, you know, they definitely, I think one of the big advantages for LL coming into this match is that they're playing Severance, who had to pick up SwiftKill coming out of retirement just to play in this event, and Viper, an amateur player. I do not know if he's placed actually top 16 yet this season. I don't remember his name from hearing any teams, so it might be completely possible that he does not have an event where he got into the pro bracket. So,
well, Viper is actually a one who I was talking to Lethal on my show, and Lethal was saying that Viper is like, he hates Viper. him and Viper like go at it, and apparently like there was a rumor that he got goosed at a local tournament, and Lethal just started laughing like uncontrollably for like 2 minutes. So there's like a grudge match. So he is widely known throughout the community enough to make Lethal extremely pissed off by his presence. So hey, you're doing something right.
He's got some attention. Yeah. All attention is good attention, right?
Yeah, any publicity is good. That's why I'm still managed to have a job at this place.
Well, regardless, you see Swiftkill picking up a double kill and then jumping out to try to get Swiftkill there. And you can see Severance really did start to catch up. They're only down by about 20 points now. And the hill is back to bottom green. Now the hill will be moving to the blue base. So we're going to see these teams try to guard that side of the map a little bit. But LLL doing a good job. Pino spawning in the back of blue base, trying to hold it down right now. Actually decided to run out and start to get in the hill. So I guess he didn't want to hold down blue base with the hill. New hill's moving. That looks like Severance is in position.
I don't know which one of the Bucks it was, but one of them got jacked. Like very muscular.
Yeah, I would look at dudes.
Huh? I do. Whatever. You gotta size people up sometimes. It was just, you know, like before he was a little bit skinnier, and then I looked at him and he's like, you're kind of jacked. I don't know where that came from.
You know, it has been linked that how you feel physically will help you mentally. And so a lot of players that work out in the offseason seem to actually do better when they come back for the next year because they're physically or mentally, I'd say, more prepared, maybe better. I don't know. We've seen it actually a lot between other pro players. But
is that a correlation or what?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah,
but
I feel like it's a correlation. That does not prove causation, Chris.
Whatever you say, Scott. But regardless, we're watching as Pino and the rest of LLL is trying to make a move on Severance, who's guarding the blue base and it looks like they're about to overrun it. Severance actually going 2 down right now. Break, though, with a great grenade launcher, and he's going to be able to somehow sneak out of there through the tunnel. And it looks like it's going to turn into a little bit of a stalemate here. As Break going almost
well, you know what time that makes it then, right?
So
that makes it an Astro listening with our LowLandLions because I want to hear that European accent. So crank up those Astros, ladies.
I'm pushing right away. Push us. Break, absolutely. Nice! Red lobby again, Will. That's falling good, that's falling good. Red quarter. They didn't spawn blue, What's your red quarter? Red medic, red medic, give me in time, nice.
All eyes on red court, guys, all eyes on red court.
So you guys pushing red court. Red court going one tower. This guy going against 2, Let's go. Nice, let's do.
One's blue.
Shots in S2, guys.
You guys are shit.
Give me straight.
Break corner,
one shot, Schaefer. Please one, and he'll one shot.
Two guys around the hill. Stay alive, Will. Goodbye, please.
Nice, Will. So sick. Let's go.
Blue corner, one shot, blue corner, that's it.
Grab that lobby.
Blue corner still.
Blue corner still. Blue corner, Alex. Record absolute. Okay, so nice.
Red rock. You guys red rock, and S1, my X.
That's
Blue rock.
Red flag, one shot. Break, one shot. Break, red rock, one shot, guys. Hill.
Hill shirt.
Still guy around the red
You get blue rock, we can help.
Hill one shot.
Blue rock snapping, but red 1 shot.
I got one dead. Red tower.
Hill one shot.
Hill one shot, so I didn't go. You guys help.
Sniping it, they have a sniper somewhere, watch out.
We need to get flank on it. Red lobby. I'm pushing a bit right now.
Red lobby still, swift.
I spawn evade. Hill guy's weak, Hill guy's one shot. I didn't get him. Alex, I'm pushing red tower. I'm behind you, Alex. I'm behind you.
Another again.
Go. Two dead. Let's keep bleed. Blue tower. Let's go. Red tower.
He's red tower still. With grenade launcher. He's going red ridge. No, he's red lobby. Red ridge with grenade launcher.
Let's do it, guys. Let's have him, Shift, let's have him.
Go bridge.
Try and get time, remember. Go shot. Tower got shot. Have Alex, go. Turn up hill, let's kill Alex. Turn up, have Alex.
That's one.
Guess one. Blue rock, and lift that.
Red lobby, red ball fire. Go bridge. Watch out. Going down to hill. One hill. Late hill. Low and blue lobby. Blue lobby, roll off. Lobby now, going blue one.
Hill weak, bad one.
I'm pushing blue tower.
S1,
Hill weak.
Hell, my shield. Hell, my shield. Red bond now, right.
Nice job.
Red bond, river, guys.
Red lobby, red tower.
Another one is still somewhere. Another one is still
Red tower. See that, red tower, kill him. You outnumber them. See that, nice. Red tower, see you guys. River, just keep shit.
Tower, responding for the tower.
Look red. We need to see red. Push red.
Yeah, go mid.
They all have shoot. Red, go next stage.
He'll get, guys.
Red bench.
Stay alive.
Red coat now. Red coat, shake. Back up. Go, shake. Guy, red rock. Okay, see guys. Help. No, nade it. No, wait, it's one. Push them with you.
The other side, guys.
23 seconds.
Nice.
Nail.
Ill control.
Go deep.
Two guys in hill. Go for it. Get hill. Free now.
I got time.
Break that snap. Watch that courtyard. Yeah, he's red tunnel to red rock. He's hurt.
Watch the tower. Blue tower. Down 80.
Blue lobby.
Tower, pushing. Go away, straight
Watch
front.
out, shift.
Straight one shot. Nice at it.
Let's do,
Red rock. Meet out. Red coat spawn. Go now. Red tower. Red court. Hell. Nice at it. Back together. Red court. Don't red court. Love you, nice. Only guys shit.
Red lobby, no, red tower. In hill now, weak. Go shoot. We can red corner, one shot. Nice, reload. Stay alive.
Two guys red
corner in hill.
Ill control.
They're both hurt in hill. Nice shot, Alex.
5 1 shot. Go wipe. One shot in hill, hiding there. That's him. Red lobby. Sky red lobby. Red bond, one shot. River. One shot, gun red. Reload. Red lobby. Red lobby, low shield. Lobby, quiet.
Red alley. You are, he's really hurt. One shot, Shave.
Top bridge, one shot. He's in the water, one shot.
Nice, Shave.
And blue rock. The bottom green. Someone get
I got killed.
I got it.
One shot bottom green.
Red plat on me, one shot, butt. No one red tunnel. It's absolute red tunnel, Shin, last guy. He's one shot red rocks. He's gonna go bomb green for snipe. He's grab snipe. He's blue lobby now.
He's dead.
Red flag, guys.
Nice,
Dead.
Red rocks is a 2-shot.
Yo, blue plat right now. Blue plat, he's blue lobby.
Yo, red hill.
He's blue bridge right now. Blue bridge 57. Nice shit, dude. Two dead. Stay alive. For red. Last guy, stay alive.
One shot for red. Somebody shoot him.
He's dead. I'm gonna get hill top. You can get out.
One shot blue lobby, guys. One shot blue lobby.
Watching it, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove him right. I'm
Red bridge. He's red plat. One shot red rocks. One snipe. He's absolute. No red rocks. He's absolute. One Shin.
One shot in hill.
Nice. Last guy's red rocks.
He's a one shot red
I got him. Go. Watch back blue.
I'm watching.
Yeah, blue rock. Fuck. Blue rock right now.
Back blue pin on one shot.
Go for hill right now.
Yeah,
One shot back blue pin. Pinno's one shot. Pinno's one shot blue rocks.
There's two guys around hill weak.
Pinno's one shot.
One shot in hill. One shot red G. There's 2 guys there.
I got nades in hill. He's in my shot.
One shot in snipe spawn. One shot.
Pinno's really hurt. Blue bridge. Pinno's hurt. One shot. No one blue rocks or shit. Shit has shields.
One shot bar.
No one. Alex, this one.
One shot from blue. From blue's a 2-shot. One shot blue lobby.
I'll get
One shot blue lobby.
One shot in hill.
One shot blue lobby, Alex. Shooting you. One shot.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Shoot him once. Shoot him once for me.
One shot back.
Red
One shot
alley.
blue
Red alley.
Nice, dude. Two dead. We gotta get to know. It's a little bit of
I got it.
Mid bridge right now.
Mid bridge.
Stay alive.
Mid bridge is
Yo, I'm
dead.
gonna die. I'm
One green.
Red. Pinno's really hurt. Pinno's one shot. Pinno's one shot.
Back blue. This guy back blue. Top green, bottom green, one
7
shot.
seconds, Tyler.
Top green's one shot.
1 minute.
13 minutes of complete and utter chaos as we are finally at the last and final hill in this King of the Hill on Oasis game. We are seeing as Triple L definitely wants to make a comeback here, and they have control of this hill. They are down by 4 seconds, and it looks as though they will be getting the lead here, Chris.
LLL doing a great job of moving to the blue base right at the end of this game and locking it down, causing Severance to spawn at the other base in the red lobby. But now they've got Severance all trapped behind them. And it looks as if the grenade launcher landed right there. They'd be able to get the kill, but a great grenade by Severance, but only one alive, Viper, and he's jumping all the way down into the bottom river. He's dead, and it looks like LLL is going to take this game. That it is mathematically impossible now for them to win. So LowLandLions, the European team, taking game number 1 from Severance, our, 15th seeded team this event.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've seen European teams do pretty well so far on the main stage, Scott.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the LowLandLions here. They traveled all the way from Europe. Congratulations on game number 1, but you have 2 more to win. Taking a look at the stats here, as soon as those pop up, we see as the Buck guys are just destroying Buck 20 most time, most kills. Was that least deaths as well? No, not least deaths. He almost had all whites. Buck 57 right there with 32 kills, 11 assists, and 27. On the other side, we see as Viper had the most hill time, but he went -9. And Schaefer was destroying with a +2. He had 31 kills in that game. Very back and forth throughout that entire game there, Chris.